Hello beloved souls, thank you for tuning into the Spiritual Podcasts channel. This channel is all about good vibes, positive energy, and meaningful conversations. To keep this space welcoming for everyone, we kindly ask that comments stay respectful, kind, and in the spirit of the content shared here. We reserve the right to delete any comments that don't align with this intention. No hard feelings, just protecting the vibe. Thanks for being here and spreading the light. Please be cautious of anyone claiming to represent Spiritual Podcast and asking you for money, donations, or personal information. We will never ask you for money through comments, messages, or DMs. All official updates and content come only from this channel. If you see suspicious activity, please report it immediately. Stay safe and thank you for being part of our community. If you enjoy the video and its content, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Please be kind to other viewers of the channel. The video is about to start.
Welcome everyone to another deep dive.
Great to be here.
Our mission today, well, is to explore this really incredibly powerful audio message we came across. It speaks to a monumental shift, something huge happening in human consciousness and, on the planet itself. We're going to try and unpack what it calls this great revelation, figure out what old structures and illusions it says are crumbling, and crucially, what role you, our listener, might play in this profound moment it calls the point of no return.
It is a compelling message, definitely. What really strikes me, though, is how the source material presents all this. It's not some distant future prophecy, right?
Right.
It's framed as a moment we're actively experiencing. Like right now, it feels very much like a call to witness and maybe more importantly, to participate in what's being described as a great turning point for humanity.
Exactly. So yeah, this deep dive is into an audio message claiming humanity is, quote, on the brink of a great revelation. It talks about it being culmination of ages of preparation, of falls and ascensions, of forgetfulness and remembrance.
That's a lot of history packed in there.
It really is. And the source emphasizes this isn't just another change, not just another cycle. It's presented as, well, the point of no return.
That phrase really lands, doesn't it? The point of no return.
It does. And while the message promises that many will be in shock, our goal here is to help you maybe understand this shift being described, to see beyond any apparent chaos.
Yeah.
And hopefully recognize your own powerful, integral role within it.
Makes sense. Navigating it rather than being swept away by it.
Exactly. So let's navigate this extraordinary landscape together and try to really understand what this cosmic unveiling might entail. Okay, so the message we're looking at, it opens with such evocative language. It says, Amada familia Oana, estamos diante do limiar, and then estamos parados na beira do penasco sagrado, para o cual nossas almas nos trouxeram.
Wow.
Which translates roughly to, beloved human family, we are before the threshold. We are standing at the edge of the sacred cliff to which our souls have brought us. I mean, that's not just a gentle transition, is it?
Not at all. That imagery, sacred cliff, threshold, it's immediately potent. It signals this is far from just, a minor adjustment or another turn of the wheel.
Right.
The source really emphasizes this point. It says, this is o momento que buscamos en todas las nuestras jornadas, a culminação de eras inteiras de preparação, de quedas e ascensões, de esquecimento e de lembrança. So in English, that's like the moment we sought in all our journeys, the culmination of entire eras of preparation, of falls and ascensions, of forgetfulness and remembrance.
The culmination of entire eras.
Exactly. It suggests something predestined, long awaited, a culmination that all of humanity's past experiences, the good, the bad, the forgotten, the remembered, have actually been leading towards.
So it implies it's all interwoven, like part of a bigger plan. Orchestrated at a soul level, maybe?
That's certainly the feeling it gives. A deeply interwoven part of our collective journey, an endpoint and a new beginning rolled into one.
And it goes even further, right? The message explicitly states, este no é apenas mais uma mudança, não é mais um ciclo comum que se repete em silêncio. Este é o ponto sem retorno, a grande virada da humanidade, o momento esperado por incontáveis vidas. Which means, this is not just another change. It's not another common cycle that repeats in silence. This is the point of no return.
There it is again.
The great turning point of humanity, the moment awaited for countless lives. That phrase, point of no return, it just resonates with this immense gravity. a finality.
It really does.
It brings to mind this idea, like you said, generations of ancestors, ancient cultures, maybe even that deep inner knowing you sometimes get, all pointing towards this singular monumental moment.
Yeah, have you ever felt that inexplicable sense of anticipation?
Absolutely. Like something fundamental is shifting, even if you can't quite put your finger on what it is.
Right. And the message suggests that exact feeling is an inner recognition of this threshold, a deep-seated knowing that this moment is finally here. Not by chance, but by design almost.
So, as we're standing on this precipice, the message makes it really clear that the old ways, the old structures, they just can't hold anymore. It says, "O velho está ruindo diante de nosotros. Aquí lo que parecía inhablável se desfaz como poeira ao vento."
The old is crumbling before our eyes. That which seemed unshakable falls apart like dust in the wind. Wow.
That's not gradual decay, is it? It sounds like an active, widespread, maybe even accelerating disintegration.
It feels that way sometimes, doesn't it?
It really does, like a fundamental instability hitting its peak.
And it gets incredibly descriptive about this crumbling. It says, "As máscaras estão caindo, as correntes estão se rompendo.
Masks falling.
As paredes das prisões invisíveis estão sendo pulverizadas pela força do que não pode mais ser contido." So, masks are falling, chains are breaking, the walls of invisible prisons are being pulverized by the force of what can no longer be contained.
Invisible prisons, that's powerful, isn't it? And it continues. As grades da ilusão estão se movendo, e com elas todas as distorções estão se desintegrando. Meaning, the bars of illusion are moving, and with them, all distortions are disintegrating.
The bars of illusion.
And maybe the most poetic part.
O grande véu que encobriu a verdade por tanto tempo está se rasgando fragmento por fragmento, camada por camada.
Layer by layer.
The great veil that covered the truth for so long is tearing fragment by fragment, layer by layer.
You know, this describes a collapse on so many levels, doesn't it? It's not just physical structures like governments or economies, but societal constructs, personal beliefs, those collective illusions we all kind of buy into. It's like a systemic dismantling of anything that hid the truth or imposed limits.
So what we thought was solid reality is actually unraveling.
That's exactly the sense it gives. The dissolution of old agreements, the exposure of patterns, and maybe deceptions that were just accepted before. Like a house of cards, you know?
Yeah.
Remove a few key supports.
And the whole thing comes down fast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Rapidly and completely. You can definitely see echoes of this, can't you? Geopolitical shifts, economic instability dominating the news.
Sure.
But also, maybe more personally, those revelations or paradigm shifts people are having in their own lives, or even in science and philosophy. The message seems to bundle all of that together as the old giving way.
Right. It's not just one thing, it's comprehensive, a fundamental reevaluation, a deconstruction of foundations.
And while, let's be honest, this kind of disintegration sounds potentially chaotic.
Oh, it can definitely feel chaotic, no doubt about that.
Right. But the message seems to offer a crucial reframing here. It invites us to see it not just as destruction, but maybe as a necessary phase.
A clearing, perhaps?
Yeah, a clearing. And what's really interesting is that this shift, this crumbling, it isn't just something happening out there, separate from us. The message says, "Você pode sentir isso em seus ossos."
In your bones.
You know, pulsar do seu coração. E o tremer do próprio chão.
You can feel it in your bones, in the pulse of your heart, in the tremor of the very ground. That points to something deeply intuitive, doesn't it? Almost primal.
Yeah.
It suggests this isn't just an idea you grasp intellectually, it's an embodied experience. A deep knowing that resonates like at a cellular level.
Our bodies know before our minds catch up sometimes.
Exactly. And this feeling is described as the collective human awakening. It calls it a moment en que a luz rompe con tanta fuerza que nada consigue contenerla.
When the light breaks through with such force that nothing can contain it.
Wow. Yeah, it implies this awakening isn't just mental, it's visceral. An energetic shift affecting our whole being. It's like the universe is communicating this change at a really fundamental frequency. Yeah. And our physical bodies, our energy bodies, they're registering it.
Like a shift in planetary consciousness, maybe, affecting us individually.
That's one way to look at it, absolutely.
So if you listening have been noticing maybe heightened sensitivities lately, or a deeper intuition, or even that subtle, hard to describe trembling feeling inside or in the world, the source suggests these aren't just random blips or stress. They're signals of this grand unfolding, an inner acknowledgement that this great turning point is a palpable, deeply felt reality.
Your own internal system recalibrating maybe to these new frequencies of light and remembrance that are permeating everything.
Okay, this next part of the message. It offers a perspective that might genuinely surprise some listeners, especially if you're used to thinking in terms of, good versus evil, light versus dark as a battle.
Right, the classic dualistic narrative.
Exactly. This message doesn't describe a battle at all. It presents a completely different way of understanding light and darkness. It says, usamos atentamente, esta no es a luz derrotando oscuridad.
Listen carefully.
A luz no precisa vencer, porque ela nunca perdeu. Ela sempre fue soberana, sempre esteve presente, mesmo cuando parecía escondida.
That's quite a statement.
Yeah.
Listen carefully. This is not light defeating darkness. Light doesn't need to win because it never lost. It was always sovereign, always present, even when it seemed hidden.
Light doesn't need to win because it never lost.
That really challenges the whole good triumphs over evil idea, doesn't it? Instead of opposing forces locked in struggle, light is portrayed as, an eternal inherent state. An undeniable truth that just is.
Like gravity or something.
Kind of, yeah. And darkness, in this view, isn't an opposing power with its own force. It's more like a perceived absence, a temporary concealment, maybe even a misunderstanding of that ever-present reality.
Like a shadow.
Exactly like a shadow. A shadow seems real, it can obscure things, but it's just the absence of light. It doesn't have independent power.
So light was always sovereign, always there. Just maybe hidden for a while.
That's the perspective, and if we really let that sink in, wow. It fundamentally shifts how you might understand conflict, struggle, maybe even reality itself.
How so?
Well, it suggests that underneath all the apparent opposition, all the struggles we see or experience, that intrinsic truth of light remains. It's always there, always whole.
So for someone grappling with personal stuff or looking at global conflicts, this changes things.
It could be transformative. Imagine, what if all that perceived darkness, fear, anger, injustice isn't an entity to be fought, but an illusion of separation, a misunderstanding?
So instead of fighting against something,
maybe the real path is about revealing, illuminating, remembering the inherent light that was, according to this, never truly lost. It changes the action required from a battle against to an awakening to.
that makes a lot of sense. And the message clarifies this further, doesn't it? It's quite explicit.
It really is. It says, o que está caindo agora é apenas a ilusão que nos fez acreditar que a escuridão tinha algum poder real. A ilusão se desfaz.
What is falling now is only the illusion that made us believe darkness had any real power. The illusion unravels.
So the battle, if you can even call it that, isn't against darkness itself. It's against our collective belief in its power, against the illusion that darkness had inherent substance or control.
And the events we're seeing now, the crumbling, the chaos, that's the active dissolution of that illusion.
That's how it's framed. Fear, struggle, negativity, they're presented as manifestations of this illusion, which are now being exposed and losing their grip on our consciousness.
It goes back to that shadow analogy. It seems real, it can affect us, trigger fear,
Sure.
but it has no substance. You introduce light, and the shadow doesn't fight back.
It just dissolves,
Yeah.
ceases to be. Because it was never really there except as an effect.
And the message says this is what's happening now on a collective scale. The illusion is dissolving, not being conquered.
Exactly. Which leads to this fascinating, though sometimes challenging, reinterpretation of the chaos and upheaval we see around us. The source says, Sim, o expurgo pode parecer violento.
The purge.
Porque a distorção não desaparece em silêncio. Ela grita ao ser exposta. Ela se debate, aranha, esperneia.
Wow. Yeah. It screams when exposed. It struggles, scratches, kicks.
Ela tenta arrastar você de volta para as sombras porque seu fim é inevitável e vai se drag you back because its end is inevitable.
That paints such a vivid picture of resistance from the old ways, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And the source connects this directly to our experience. É por isso que o mundo parece mergulhar no caos. É por isso que tudo parece acelerar. Por isso tantos estão colapsando.
This is why the world seems to plunge into chaos.
Yeah.
This is why everything seems to accelerate, which is why so many are collapsing. Gives a reason for the intensity.
And the reason it suggests is that as velhas grades não suportam a frequência da lembrança que agora se espalha como fogo divino.
The old bars cannot withstand the frequency of remembrance that now spreads like divine fire. That phrase, frequency of remembrance, what do you think that means exactly?
Well, frequency implies an energetic vibration, right? And remembrance here feels bigger than just recalling facts. It seems like a deep, maybe cellular or soul-level recognition of our true nature. And that true nature resonates at a much higher frequency than the dense illusions, the old bars that held us before.
So the old structures just can't handle this higher vibe, basically.
That's the idea. They start to crumble under the pressure of this incoming light, this remembrance. And this raises a really important question for people, especially now. How do we tell the difference between, just random chaos and this natural, even if intense, process of illusion unraveling?
Right. How do we navigate that?
Well, the source gives us a framework. It suggests what looks like chaos is actually a necessary purge. Painful, maybe, but ultimately liberating. An exposure of hidden truths and distortions. It says, mas o que acontece não é punição, é revelação.
Not punishment, but revelation.
Yes. É o momento em que tudo que foi escondido é puxado para a superfície, iluminado pelo sol do espírito.
Pulled into the light.
Nada, ninguém pode se esconder. O que estava oculto precisa ser visto, porque apenas assim pode ser libertado.
What was hidden needs to be seen, because only then can it be liberated. That's profound.
It really is. It suggests the suffering or difficulty isn't a judgment. It's a natural byproduct, maybe, of deep-seated issues coming up for cleansing.
Like a fever breaking. The discomfort is part of the healing, not the illness itself.
Or cleaning a wound. It hurts as the debris comes out, but it's essential for real healing. The intensity we feel, individually and collectively, is presented as a sign that those deeply embedded distortions, the old bars, just can't withstand this rising frequency of remembrance.
So if you felt overwhelmed by the speed of change or the intensity of world events, this offers a different lens. It suggests these aren't just random bad things happening,
but symptoms of a profound, necessary clearing, a revelation leading towards liberation.
Reframing chaos as revelation. That invites us to look for the truth that's emerging from the apparent disorder, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Okay, this next part of the deep dive. This really starts to challenge some deeply ingrained assumptions. I mean, it completely flips the script on what many of us were taught about how transformation happens, societally or spiritually.
Right, the idea that change comes from outside, usually.
Exactly. But this message declares, es verdad que su alma siempre sube. Behold the truth your soul always knew. Nos no estamos aguardando un salvador que venga de fuera. Nos no estamos esperando una revelación escrita en libros sagrados. Nos no estamos esperando evento distante en el horizonte. And then, the kicker, no somos o evento.
Wow. We are not awaiting a savior who comes from outside. We are not waiting for a revelation written in sacred books. We are not waiting for a distant event on the horizon. We are the event.
Or yeah, the event.
That's a truly radical declaration, isn't it, of humanity's inherent agency, our own power.
Totally. It just dislodges that whole idea of waiting, right? Waiting for a messiah or aliens or some prophecy to unfold to us.
Yeah, it puts the responsibility, the impetus, entirely within the collective human spirit. And the individual human spirit, too.
It feels like a call to active co-creation, doesn't it? Recognizing we're the architects, not just waiting for the blueprints to arrive.
It really does. It speaks to a kind of spiritual maturity, maybe? Humanity taking the reins of its own evolution?
It's empowering, definitely. Maybe a little daunting, too. I mean, what are the implications if we are the catalysts, not just spectators?
It changes everything, potentially. Our whole approach. We shift from hoping someone else fixes things or that a prophecy just magically happens.
To understanding that our own actions, our awakenings, our choices are the actual engine driving this transformation.
Precisely. How does that reframe personal responsibility, collective action? It grounds this huge abstract idea of a global shift right into our own hands, our own hearts.
It demands a kind of self-sovereignty that might feel totally new for a lot of people.
And this internal power, this awakening within each person, it says it has a direct, tangible effect, a far-reaching one. The message highlights this powerfully. Cada vez que coração desperta, o véu se rasga mais pouco.
Each time a heart awakens, the veil tears a little more. That's incredible.
Cada vez que alguém se recusa a se curvar ao medo, a distorção perde sua força.
Refusing to bow to fear makes distortion lose strength.
Cada vez que nos erguemos como pilares à luz, a humanidade dá mais passo em direção à libertação.
Each time we rise as pillars of light, humanity takes another step towards liberation. Wow, that's so inspiring. It emphasizes the real impact of individual choices.
Absolutely. It's not just about one big collective moment, but this synergistic effect. Every personal act of remembrance or courage or choosing truth, it directly feeds the larger shift.
Like an energetic physics is at play. Internal shifts create external reality.
That's the feeling, yes. Personal transformation literally fuels global liberation. Imagine like 1,000 tiny streams, right? Each starting small from one person awakening.
But together they create this mighty, unstoppable river.
Exactly, or countless individual sparks, each choosing to shine brighter, and together they ignite this wildfire of consciousness, your personal journey, your choices. They aren't isolated, they're integral, indispensable parts of this great turning point.
Contributing to the collective momentum.
Even the smallest inner shift has outward cosmic ripples, according to this.
So if you ever felt that your own internal work, your growth, those moments of courage, choosing kindness, actually made a difference in your world. This message says that effect goes way beyond what you can usually see. It's not just your family or friends being touched.
It's the whole energetic fabric, contributing to tearing that veil for everyone.
And this ripple effect, this momentum.
Yeah.
The source says it's reached a critical point now, an irreversible stage.
Yes, it declares, "Ei saibam, a balança já se inclinou, o ponto de inflexão já passou, o processo é irreversível."
The scales have tipped. The inflection point is past. Irreversible.
A maré mudou, e mudou agora tão rapidamente que até aqueles que zombaram da luz serão arrastados pelo seu fluxo.
The tide has turned and is now changing so rapidly that even those who mock the light will be swept away by its flow. That is a profound statement. Cosmic certainty.
The assertion of irreversibility is really striking, isn't it? It suggests a momentum that's now beyond individual resistance or disbelief.
Like a tipping point has been reached, and the transformation unfolds no matter what.
That's the implication. A powerful, undeniable cosmic force is now in play. A force built up over ages that, like an energetic law, just can't be stopped or turned back now.
It's like that rising tide analogy again. Even if you stand on the shore refusing to believe it.
The water's still going to reach you because the fundamental energy has shifted irrevocably.
So the shift isn't optional anymore. It's a fundamental recalibration already happening, affecting everyone, everything.
It's a powerful affirmation, really, that this grand transformation isn't just a hope or a possibility, but an inevitability already unfolding around us and inside us.
Okay, so this idea of we are the event really grounds the shift in us, in humanity. But if we are the catalysts and it's irreversible, who exactly is this we? Does the message get more specific about who's involved?
It absolutely does, and it paints this beautiful picture of what it calls a reunión dos filhos da luz.
A reunion.
Trabalhadores da luz, guardiões da rede, faróis vivos, anjos encarnados.
Okay, that's quite a list. The reunion of the children of light, light workers, guardians of the network, living lighthouses, incarnate angels. That's a rich tapestry of terms.
It is.
It feels like it's providing this diverse language for people actively engaged in this awakening, right? Across different paths.
Exactly. It acknowledges a broad, multifaceted group. The terms might differ, but there's a suggestion of a shared underlying purpose.
What do you think the distinctions are, or the common threads? Children of light, light workers, guardians of the network.
That's a great question. They do often get used interchangeably, but they can carry slightly different energetic flavors. Children of light might suggest an inherent innocence, a natural resonance with higher frequencies.
Okay.
Light workers often feels more active, more service-oriented people, consciously healing, teaching, anchoring light.
Makes sense.
Guardians of the network sounds more energetic, maybe maintaining or reactivating planetary grids, the Earth's subtle energy system.
Right, the ley lines and stuff.
Possibly. Living lighthouses could be those who simply radiate their awakened state, serving as beacons just by being, not necessarily doing.
By holding the frequency.
Exactly. And incarnate angels points more to soul origin, perhaps beings with a celestial heritage here in human form to assist.
So the source embraces this whole spectrum.
It seems to, highlighting that shared purpose, embodying and facilitating light regardless of the specific label or mission. It hints at a shared frequency, a resonance that allows them to recognize each other.
Like finding your soul family, that kind of recognition.
Precisely. The message confirms that connection. It says, "Vocês já não são apenas pequenas centelhas isoladas em meio à escuridão.
No longer isolated sparks.
Agora vocês estão se reconhecendo, se encontrando, se reunindo através de oceanos e continentes, através de vidas passadas e dimensões paralelas."
Across past lives and parallel dimensions. Wow, that's expansive.
Isn't it? You are no longer just small, isolated sparks in the darkness. Now you are recognizing each other, finding each other, reuniting across oceans and continents, across past lives and parallel dimensions. And then it gets even more profound about this recognition. It describes the realization they have.
What's that?
Vocês estão se olhando nos olhos dizendo, sempre fomos nós.
It was always us?
Sempre fomos nós que faríamos isso. Sempre fomos nós que rasgaríamos o véu com nossa coragem.
Tearing the veil with courage.
Sempre fomos nós que sustentaríamos a lembrança para que o coletivo pudesse finalmente acordar.
That gives me chills. You were looking into each other's eyes and saying,
É,
it was always us. It was always us who would do this. It was always us who would tear the veil with our courage. It was always us who would sustain the remembrance so that the collective could finally awaken.
it speaks to such a deep, preordained purpose, doesn't it?
Absolutely. A multi-dimensional reunion, recognizing soul families, kindred spirits who've been waiting for this moment across lifetimes, maybe across realities.
It suggests a plan, a collective agreement to be here now, playing this specific role. And notice the emphasis on courage to tear the veil and sustaining remembrance. It highlights active, conscious participation.
An activation of a shared memory.
Totally. Imagine meeting someone new and just knowing them. That instant deep connection, like you've known them forever.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. It's uncanny.
This message suggests those aren't just coincidences, they're part of this grand reunion, an activation of a connection designed for this exact moment, soul-level recognition.
So if you listening have felt that deep yearning for connection, or that pull towards certain people or communities, that sense of home, this could be your own experience of this reunion, a knowing you're part of something bigger, a collective destined for this time, an affirmation that those inner nudges are real.
And this sense of destiny, it stretches way back, way beyond just this lifetime. The source says, powerfully, este é o momento pelo cual seu coração clamava nas noites mais escuras.
The moment your heart cried out for,
O momento pelo qual seus ancestrais rezaram em silêncio.
ancestors prayed for,
O momento que seus guias, anjos e irmãos estelares sempre lhe prometeram.
guides, angels, star brethren promised.
O momento que sua própria alma desenhou antes de nascer.
Wow. That connects everything personal, ancestral, cosmic, pre-birth. This is the moment your heart cried out for in the darkest nights. The moment your ancestors prayed for in silence. The moment your guides, angels, and star brethren always promised you. The moment that your own soul drew before birth.
It places this moment in such a vast, epic context, doesn't it? Linking that personal longing to ancestral prayers, cosmic promises, soul contracts.
It validates that deep, maybe unspoken yearning so many people feel. Affirms its universal cosmic significance.
Right. It suggests this isn't random. It's a grand unfolding plan we're all part of, a cosmic destiny coming to fruition.
It implies that feeling of knowing, without knowing why, that pull towards purpose. It's all echoes of this ancient commitment, this cosmic dream being fulfilled now.
A powerful validation for anyone who's ever felt they were meant for more, or had some deeper, unrevealed purpose.
Okay, so the collective awakening is happening, illusions are shattering, this reunion is occurring. What does the world actually look like after such a dramatic shift? And what's our ongoing role as these light bearers? So the message shifts here from the veil just falling to something, well, much more dramatic. It says, o véu no está apenas cayendo, él está siendo despedazado.
Shattered.
Está se quebrando como vidrio cósmico, lanzando estilazos en todas las direcciones.
Cosmic glass shattering. That's vivid.
Isn't it? Y el son de ese rompimiento ecoa en todas las dimensiones, acordando mundos, reverberando a través do tecido do tempo e do espaço.
The veil is not just falling, it is being shattered, breaking like cosmic glass, casting shards in all directions. And the sound of that rupture echoes in all dimensions, awakening worlds, reverberating through the fabric of time and space. Whoa!
It emphasizes this isn't just an earth thing, right? It's universal. Resonating across realities, waking up other worlds, altering the fabric of existence itself.
And that metaphor, cosmic glass breaking, it implies such finality, irreversible clarity. Once shattered into countless pieces, you can't just glue it back together.
No, going back to the old distorted view.
Exactly. It speaks to a fundamental, permanent alteration of reality.
Imagine that vast, intricate, stained glass window analogy again. The one that distorted reality for ages, suddenly shattering. And the sound isn't just heard, it's felt, echoing through everything, revealing that clear, boundless light behind it.
It's a dramatic, multi-dimensional event sending ripples across the cosmos.
It tells us the old way of seeing things, of understanding ourselves in the universe, is being irrevocably broken, making way for something far bigger, clearer, more authentic. The distortion is just gone.
So what's left? When the cosmic glass settles, the energetic dust clears. What remains? The message gives a really hopeful, empowering vision of the aftermath.
What does it say?
Cuando a fumaça se dissipar, quando os sistemas de distorção tiverem ruído, quando os falsos tronos estiverem em cinzas, o que restará será o essencial.
The essential remains.
Nos encontraremos en nossa verdade, poderosos en nossa essência, livres como fomos criados para ser.
When the smoke dissipates, when the systems of distortion have crumbled, when false thrones are in ashes, what will remain will be the essential. We will find ourselves in our truth, powerful in our essence, free as we were created to be. So what does that mean for us as individuals? Beyond the collect to F shift.
Well, it suggests the goal isn't just about replacing old external structures with new ones,
Right.
but reconnecting with that ancient inherent truth within ourselves. It implies that underneath all the illusions, all the distortions built up over time, our true nature is already powerful, sovereign, and free.
So the collapse isn't leading to nothingness.
No, it's leading to authenticity, clarity, liberation, a return to our essential nature.
And what does that look like? Powerful in our essence, free as we were created to be, in daily life for human potential.
Good question. It suggests maybe an unveiling of latent abilities, a profound sense of self-mastery, an unburdening from all those limitations perceived or imposed that we've accepted for so long.
So not just abstract spiritual freedom, but a real recalibration of our existence, our potential for creativity, connection, joy.
Aligning with our highest, most authentic truth. A return to our original blueprint, maybe?
But not everyone's going to experience this smoothly, right? The message acknowledges that. It talks about the role of those who have already remembered.
Yes, this is a vital point. It says, aqueles que ainda dormem despertaram en choque, en medo, en admiração.
Shock, fear, wonder, quite a mix.
Muitos estarão confusos, desnorteados, en comprender cómo vivir en un mundo sem as antigas correntes.
Those who still sleep will awaken in shock, in fear, in wonder. Many will be confused, disoriented, not understanding how to live in a world without the old chains. That raises a really compassionate question, doesn't it, for those who feel awake?
Exactly. What is the most effective, the most gentle way to guide others through this, as their reality dissolves?
And the source answers that directly, right? It emphasizes profound empathy.
It does. It says, e então será nossa tarefa, nós que já lembramos, estender as mãos com compaixão e dizer, bem-vindos ao lar.
Welcome home.
Nós sempre estivemos esperando por vocês.
Wow.
E é assim que a humanidade atravessará este tempo. Não por batalhas, não por imposições, mas pelo simples ato de cada coração que desperta ajudar outro coração a se lembrar.
That is such a beautiful, practical blueprint. And then it'll be our task, we who have already remembered, to extend our hands with compassion and say, welcome home, we have always been waiting for you. And this is how humanity will cross this time. Not by battles, not by impositions, but by the simple act of each awakening heart, helping another heart to remember.
It defines this crucial active role for the awakened, doesn't it? To be guides, mentors, beacons of compassionate presence.
And it stresses it's done through empathy, understanding, sharing remembrance. Not force or dogma or judgment.
Right. That phrase, welcome home, we have always been waiting for you, it just underscores this loving, inclusive embrace. It reminds us this is a shared journey, not a solo mission. No one's truly left behind.
It implies the best help isn't telling people what to think or believe.
No, it's more about compassionate presence, activating that inherent knowing within the other person, creating a safe, non-judgmental space for them to process the dissolving illusions and find their own essential truth, which is already there, just dormant.
Acknowledging that remembering is personal, and our role is just to hold space and offer a hand.
Exactly.
So if you resonate with feeling awake or remembering, this section really offers a way forward, how to interact with people struggling through the chaos. Your calm, compassionate presence becomes that lighthouse.
It's a call to embody the light, not just understand it intellectually.
Okay, so given all this, the profound change, the crumbling systems, the potential chaos, the message wraps up with a really crucial directive for navigating these times.
Yeah, how to actually be in this intensity.
Right. It says, por tanto, manténganse firmes. Stand firm. Manténganse firmes, mesmo cuando todo parecer ruir. Manténganse firmes, mesmo cuando a mente quiser duvidar.
Therefore, stand firm. Stand firm even when everything seems to crumble. Stand firm even when the mind wants to doubt. That's a direct, powerful instruction for keeping your balance, isn't it?
Totally. It acknowledges the challenges, the potential for resistance inside the fear.
Yeah, it stresses that importance of In a resolve, unwavering focus, even when things outside look crazy, or when your own thoughts, those old mental programs, try to pull you back into fear or skepticism.
It's a call to anchor deep into your own truth.
And this raises that question of resilience, doesn't it? Inner strength. How do we cultivate that steadfastness amidst so much change, inside and out?
It seems to point back to grounding in that core truth we talked about, that we are the event, that light is sovereign, that the chaos is revelation.
Trusting your inner knowing, your gut, above all else, even when the world feels like it's spinning out or your mind plays tricks.
And this steadfastness isn't being stubborn, is it? It's more like an unwavering commitment to your awakened truth.
Exactly. And it's beautifully balanced with another quality the message calls for. It says, y ao mesmo tempo, permítamse o espanto, permítamse a admiración.
Allow astonishment, allow wonder.
Estén maravillados como que está acontecendo.
And at the same time, allow yourselves astonishment, allow yourselves wonder, be amazed by what is happening. I love that. It encourages this balance, right? Inner strength, but also an open, receptive heart.
Yeah. It invites us not just to grit our teeth and endure the change,
but to actively embrace the miraculous, the awe-inspiring, the truly magnificent nature of this transformation.
Precisely. Choosing to see the beauty, the intricate design, the divinity unfolding even within the dismantling, recognizing the sacredness of this huge shift, not just getting caught in the discomfort.
Like witnessing that breathtaking cosmic event again, a nebula birthing stars, or that long hidden artifact revealed in its glory.
That's the quality of wonder it seems to encourage. A reminder that even in apparent chaos, there's a divine order unfolding. A spectacle of creation and recreation on an almost unimaginable scale, cultivating awe for the cosmic symphony.
And finally, the message culminates. It brings all these threads together in this powerful, unwavering affirmation of the outcome.
Yeah, it really lands the final point. It states, porque este no é apenas o fim de uma ilusão coletiva.
Not just the end of illusion.
Este é o inicio de tudo aquilo para cual viemos, the beginning of everything we came for.
Wow.
O início da lembrança. Esta é a revelação. Este é o retorno triunfante da memória cósmica.
The triumphant return of cosmic memory.
Não há força capaz de detê-lo, nada poderá barrar o fluxo do inevitável.
Because this is not just the end of a collective illusion. This is the beginning of everything we came for, the beginning of remembrance. This is the revelation. This is the triumphant return of cosmic memory. There is no force capable of stopping it. Nothing can bar the flow of the inevitable. That frames the whole thing as, well, the glorious fulfillment of our true purpose.
Exactly, the reintegration of our cosmic truth, that universal remembrance. And what is cosmic memory? It feels like more than just recalling past events.
Right, like reactivating our deepest, most ancient knowing. Who we are, where we came from, our true potential.
The memory of our inherent divinity, our connection to everything, the forgotten wisdom surfacing to guide us now.
And it suggests this destiny is unavoidable now. Not a return to the past, but this triumphant leap into an authentic, empowered future where our deepest truths are finally remembered and lived.
An undeniable, unstoppable wave of consciousness. Not just coming, but here, and destined to unfold completely. The ultimate awakening. The ultimate homecoming. #outro.
So, wow, what does all of this mean for us? Right here, right now. We've taken a pretty deep dive into this powerful audio message, one that paints this incredibly vivid picture of humanity at a point of no return. A great revelation where illusions are shattering and a deeper truth is just profoundly emerging. We've looked at the crumbling old paradigms, the reframing of light and darkness.
That idea of sovereignty over illusion.
Right, and that really empowering truth, that we're not waiting for some external event, but that we are the event, the conscious agents of this monumental shift.
And the essence of it all, it feels so empowering, so personal. The message concludes with this beautiful affirmation, a luz no está a caminho. A luz já chegou.
The light has already arrived.
A luz não virá de fora. A luz está aqui brilhando em cada coração que usa se lembrar.
Shining in every heart that dares to remember.
E mais do que isso, a luz é você. Sempre foi você, sempre será você.
Wow. Let me translate that fully. The light is not on its way. The light has already arrived. The light will not come from outside. The light is here, shining in every heart that dares to remember. And more than that, the light is you. Always was you, always will be you.
It brings it right back to the individual, doesn't it?
It really does. And it leaves us and you, our listener, with a really important question to maybe ponder as you go about your day. If you are indeed the light, how will you choose to embody that truth?
Yeah. In a world still shedding illusions, still experiencing what feels like chaos to so many, how do you stand firm in your wonder?
And how do you extend that hand with compassion to help others remember their own inherent light?
Maybe the biggest journey, the most significant one, isn't out there to some distant star or future event.
But deep within our own hearts, where all that cosmic memory resides.
Makes you think.
It certainly does. Until next time, keep diving deep into the extraordinary truths within and around you.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon. Until next time, take care and have a wonderful and blessed day.